I'm reading a book at the moment called I Am That, and it is a book about the idea of non-duality, of oneness, so I've been a Buddhist now coming on for 20 years, as not a kind of Jason, stop it. Not a what's the word? A cultural Buddhist in the sense of following a particular school. I actually think Buddhism has distorted the teachings of Buddha in a way that has perplexed me for years and years. And that the Buddha wasn't a Buddhist. And this book that I'm reading now is kind of about the thing that I found missing from Buddhism, from the Dharma, or from the Dharma as it's taught by the Buddhist schools. So what it's saying is, what this book is asking, or inviting us, what it's teaching is, it's by a guy called Maharaj, I think, and he died about 80 in 1981. So he lived a long life. He was a poor shopkeeper in Mumbai, but at the same time he was this kind of realized being, it seems. What does realization mean? In Buddhism there is often this idea that enlightenment is this really hard to find thing. And I've never really understood that. Because in the sutras, there's a sutra where this cowherd called, I think, Puki, he spends the night with the Buddha in a potting shed. And it doesn't say what happened in the potting shed, but the next day, this cowherd was enlightened. And it's kind of, it made me think, hang on a minute, how can that happen in a night? Assuming that story is true, or based on something true, how can that happen in a night? And there's other stories in Buddhism, in the Theravada, these books, I think written by Buddhist nuns they are, and there's quite a few there where the Buddha brings people to enlightenment en masse quite quickly. And so the idea is that the idea that is taught in Buddhism now is that you have to become an expert meditator, and as in like really expert in a way that the Buddha was, and so it's really kind of almost unobtainable. That's how I see it. But in this book, I Am That, it presents a very simple case for this idea that we have a soul, an Atman, and it's not a soul like in the Christian sense. It is the one soul. The soul is the wrong word. It's an awareness. He calls it the witness. And to get to it, you ask yourself, and I've kind of glimpsed it. I think, I don't know. I think I glimpsed it before this week. I've only been reading this book a week, but I think we've probably all glimpsed it. That thing, that sense, that isn't a sense that there is something there inside ourselves. And when I was a hardcore materialist, I still had this then. I think if you think of the moment in your dreams and the moment in your living life, in your childhood, in your adulthood, and that sense of those moments where you have that sense of, you can't put it into language, but as if there is something, some truth within us. And what this book's saying, it's a very ancient idea. It's essentially a Hindu teaching, Hindu school called Advaita, I think it's pronounced. And the idea is that we are not real, that the real world, the physical world, the material world is just the product of consciousness. And that sounds utterly woo-woo, and maybe it is woo-woo, that it's although, as anyone knows who's looked into the science of the last 100 years, that consciousness clearly does play a part. This teaching is that it's actually not just playing a part, it's completely fundamental to reality. That is all that is real, is this awareness, this sense, this Brahm, this sense, the idea, it is, you can call it God, you can call it infinite awareness, it seems to be there. I don't know, it seems to be there. And that's really quite exciting for me, because all my life I have not thought that there was something there. And now I'm getting clarity that what I thought was probably just an illusion, that wasn't the illusion. I got it completely wrong. That brings me back to the idea of Buddhism, that did Buddha get it wrong? I don't think so. There's this teaching of Buddhism called anatman, which means essentially emptinessness, but from the other way it means interconnectedness. And that now is taken to mean there is no soul. So as a Buddhist, you go through thinking there is no soul. And this teaching is exactly like Buddhism. It's exactly like it has the noble path, and it has karma, and it has all of these things, but it's saying that it's not that there is no soul, it's that it's all soul. It's all this infinite awareness. That is all there is. That is all that is real. And so that sense that you kind of get when you are meditating or mindful or having great fun, and just that sense of, it could be anything. This is another thing I like about this I Am That teaching. It's there is no kind of judgment in it about the right way to go. Because there is no distinction. We are all one in this sense. And I've been kind of bandying around the idea that we are all one for years. And I kind of knew what it meant in paper. But what it means in reality, to me now, is something different. I don't know. I'm probably just mumbo-jumbo waffling. And maybe everyone is. But I don't think so now. I, for the first time since I was a teenager, think that there is something. Yeah, there is something there, I think.